Imagine a colossal ice platform, more significant than some countries, floating on the edge of Antarctica. This is the Larsen C Ice Shelf, one of the most extensive ice shelves on the eastern side of the Antarctic Peninsula. These thick ice platforms are crucial in maintaining global sea levels as barriers preventing glaciers from flowing directly into the ocean. But what happens if these barriers break? Join us as we explore the vital role of ice shelves in our planet's climate system and the potential consequences of their collapse. The Larsen Ice Shelf has experienced significant changes over the years. Larsen A and B, smaller sections of the ice shelf, collapsed in 1995 and 2002, respectively. These collapses showed how vulnerable ice shelves are to warming temperatures. In July 2017, a massive iceberg known as A68 broke off from Larsen C. This iceberg was roughly the size of Delaware. The calving event reduced the size of Larsen C by about 10%. This was one of the most dramatic calving events in recent history. Scientists have found that the Larsen C Ice Shelf is undergoing rapid changes. They use various methods to monitor the ice shelf, including satellite imagery, airborne surveys, and on-site measurements. One significant finding is that strong winds known as foehn winds are causing the ice shelf to melt even during winter. Typically, temperatures are well below freezing during winter. However, these winds bring warm air that accelerates the melting process. This challenges the previous assumption that melting only occurs in the summer. Scientists have also noticed that the ice shelf is becoming thinner and more unstable. They have observed large cracks forming and spreading across the ice, which can lead to more calving events in the future. Researchers are concerned that the remaining part of Larsen C could collapse if these trends continue. The collapse of Larsen C has significant implications for global sea levels. The immediate calving event did not directly raise sea levels. However, losing a large portion of the ice shelf can destabilize the remaining ice. This destabilization can lead to increased glacier flow into the ocean. Over time, this will contribute to the rise of sea level. If the entire Larsen C were to collapse, it could increase global sea levels by approximately 1 centimeter. This may not seem like much, but when combined with other sources of sea level rise, it could devastate coastal communities worldwide. Rising sea levels can lead to more frequent and severe flooding in coastal areas. This can damage homes, infrastructure, and natural habitats, and displace people who live in low-lying regions. Many large cities worldwide are located near the coast, making them vulnerable to rising sea levels. The melting of the Larsen C Ice Shelf also affects local wildlife and indigenous communities. Exposure to sunlight in previously ice-covered areas can alter the local ecosystem, affecting species that depend on the ice for survival. For example, some seals and penguins rely on ice to breed and rest. As the ice melts, these animals may struggle to find suitable habitats. Indigenous communities that rely on the stability of the ice for their way of life are also at risk. In some parts of the world, indigenous peoples depend on the ice for hunting and travel. The melting ice can disrupt their traditional practices and threaten their livelihoods. Scientists and researchers studying the ice shelf often share stories of witnessing the dramatic changes firsthand. They emphasize the urgent need for climate action. These stories help humanize the issue and make it more relatable for people worldwide. Visuals play a crucial role in understanding the changes occurring in Larsen C. Satellite images, time-lapse videos, and infographics can illustrate the extent of the ice loss and the processes driving it. For example, satellite images from NASA show the massive A68 iceberg breaking away from the ice shelf. These images provide a clear visual representation of the scale of the event. Time-lapse videos can show the progression of cracks and ice movement over time, making the data more accessible and engaging for viewers. Infographics can help explain complex scientific concepts in a simple and easy-to-understand way. They can show how the ice shelf is changing and what the potential impacts might be. Understanding the changes happening in the Larsen C Ice Shelf is crucial for addressing climate change. By learning about the science behind these events, viewers can better appreciate the importance of taking action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and support environmental conservation efforts. There are many ways that individuals can make a difference. Simple actions like reducing energy consumption, supporting renewable energy sources, and advocating for climate policies can positively impact. People can also make more sustainable choices in their daily lives, such as using public transportation, reducing waste, and supporting environmentally friendly products and companies. On a larger scale, governments and organizations need to take decisive action to address climate change. This includes setting and meeting targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions, protecting natural habitats, and investing in renewable energy technologies. International cooperation is also essential, as climate change is a global issue that requires a coordinated response. Continued research is essential for understanding and addressing the changes occurring in the Larsen C Ice Shelf. Scientists must closely monitor the ice shelf to track its changes and predict future events. This research can help to inform climate policies and conservation efforts. Funding for scientific research is crucial. Governments and organizations need to invest in research to understand the impacts of climate change better and develop effective strategies to address it. Public support for science and research is also essential. People can advocate for funding and policies that support scientific research and education. Researchers who study the Larsen C Ice Shelf often share their personal experiences to highlight the urgency of climate action. These stories can be powerful tools for raising awareness and motivating people to take action. For example, a researcher might describe the first time they saw a large crack forming in the ice. They might talk about the emotions they felt and the realization of the magnitude of the changes occurring. These personal anecdotes help to humanize the issue and make it more relatable. The melting of the Larsen C Ice Shelf has implications far beyond Antarctica. The changes occurring in the ice shelf are a clear sign of the broader impacts of climate change. As ice shelves melt and sea levels rise, the effects will be felt worldwide. Coastal communities are particularly vulnerable to sea level rise. In many parts of the world, people live and work in low-lying coastal areas. Rising sea levels can lead to more frequent and severe flooding, damaging homes and infrastructure and displacing people. The ongoing ice loss has far-reaching effects on our planet's climate system. Ice serves an essential function in keeping Earth's temperatures in check. When it melts, the darker surfaces of oceans or lands are exposed, absorbing more sunlight. This absorption causes temperatures to rise, leading to even more ice melting. This cycle of warming and melting forms a dangerous loop that exacerbates climate change. Nations worldwide must come together to tackle the issues brought on by melting ice shelves like Larsen C and other effects of climate change. Climate change knows no borders. It is a challenge that affects every corner of the globe. Thus, countries must collaborate closely to devise and execute effective strategies to combat these environmental changes. Key to these collaborative efforts are international accords like the Paris Agreement. Such agreements are vital for organizing worldwide initiatives to curb greenhouse gas emissions and safeguard our environment. They establish emission reduction goals and create a structured plan for countries to pursue these objectives collectively. The alarming rate at which the Larsen C Ice Shelf is melting serves as a clear warning about the dangers of climate change. The transformations occurring in this ice shelf will likely lead to significant increases in global sea levels, which could devastate local ecosystems and communities worldwide. Understanding these shifts and responding appropriately can preserve our planet for future generations. There are concrete steps we can take to combat climate change, including ongoing scientific research, fostering international partnerships, and adopting individual measures. Supporting policies and initiatives that aim to reduce emissions, protect natural habitats, and encourage sustainable living is crucial. Through united efforts, we can lessen the impacts of climate change and strive for a more sustainable future for everyone. This collective action is not just beneficial, it's essential for the health and well-being of our planet. Other ice shelves in Antarctica face similar dangers. Pine Island and Thwaites glaciers in West Antarctica are also thinning and breaking apart because of warmer ocean waters. Thwaites Glacier, often called the Doomsday Glacier, is especially risky. If it collapses, it could cause a significant rise in sea levels, threatening coastal areas worldwide. The Ross Ice Shelf, the largest in Antarctica, is more stable but still at risk from climate change. Warmer ocean currents and rising air temperatures threaten its stability, showing that even the most extensive ice shelves are unsafe from global warming. Is climate action protecting our ice shelves? Like and subscribe for more.